Hey there, Bernie Miklasz back with you. Man, it's been a busy day, and I'm coming to you a little later, at least when I make this video. I'm coming to you a little later here on The Bernie Show, but I appreciate you whenever you watch it. In fact, I'm going to talk about the Cardinals and their really weird season in terms of home and road. And there's some things to explain it, but some things are not really, there's a mystery without an answer. So we'll get into that here in a minute. But welcome to the Bernie Show presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Thank you, DraftKings. Before I get started, I do want to remind you that all my columns, and I write plenty of them, are available for you at sportshubstl.com, my new home. I love my new home. On Monday, that's today when I recorded this, I had already gotten 2 columns in the hopper. One was an extensive retrospective of the late Walt Jocketty, who deserves every tribute we can give him. And later on, I did a piece on the state of the Blues Jets first round playoff series with special emphasis and focus on the goaltending and the awful performance of Winnipeg's Connor Hellebuck. And the Blues, by all measure, should have an advantage the rest of the way because of the difference in goaltending between Hellebuck and Jordan Binnington. So that is there for your reading pleasure, and it won't take you all day either. I'm really proud of my Jocketty column, which took me all day Sunday to write. It's one of the reasons why I got behind in some of my other duties and why I'm recording this video a little later than usual on this Monday. But I put my heart into that, doing what's right by Walt Jocketty, who was a great general manager of the Cardinals. And I would truly appreciate it if you take the time to read it. Thank you very much. But even if you don't, thank you very much for scanning it or just whatever, just for saying, well, I'm glad you did that, Bernie, but I didn't have time to read it. That's all right. I never take things personally. Now, on to the Cardinals. The Redbirds open a 4-game series at Cincinnati Monday night, and even though you may be watching this after you've already seen the game or you know the outcome of the game, I wanted to let you know, just so we're on the same page, that I recorded this before the game. So don't be calling me a doofus if you say, well, you didn't talk about how they lost by 8 runs Monday or how they won by 4 runs Monday. I'm not a doofus. I'm just recording this thing at 6 o'clock at night. Central Time. Whether the Cardinals won or lost the opener of the series at Great American Ballpark, it doesn't really change the nature of my commentary. It really doesn't. One game doesn't do that. The Cardinals are having a very strange season. I think we knew that already. There's a lot of strange things about the team, but they entered the new week with a 12-16 overall record. But as you know, this team's been good at home, and this team has been Twilight Zone horrendous on the road. And doesn't this sort of symbolize the split personality identity of this team? It's a team that just lacks consistency in general. Never quite sure. Don't get me wrong. There's a few people you absolutely can count on, but too many guys on a team, it's like, and I'm talking about the hitters mostly, but too many guys. We don't even talk about the bullpen until later. There's like one guy I feel comfortable seeing come into the game, and we'll talk about that later too. But at the time I do this, but with so many of these hitters, it's like flip a coin. I don't know what they're going to do from day to day. Not all the hitters, some of them. But at the time I do this video, St. Louis is 2-11 away from home and has lost all 4 road series to date. 0-4 in series on the road. They were swept in 2 of them, losing all 7 games played at Boston and New York, getting against Mets and getting outscored by 26 runs. But there were a couple tight ones, and the Cardinals let those opportunities to win slip away. And that happened also in Atlanta. But while the Cardinals have one of the worst records in baseball on the road, they've done pretty well at Busch Stadium. In the first 5 home series of the season, the Cardinals defeated the Twins, Phillies, Astros, and Brewers, and lost only 1 series, that to the Angels, the second home series of the season. So, yeah, easier said than done. But if you can win 4 out of every 5 home series, you're going to have a really good season. But that's also unrealistic to win 4 out of every 5 home series, maybe if you're the Dodgers or something. But doing that over and over again with a team with the inconsistent nature of the Cardinals, that's going to be tough to do. And besides, let's get to the real point. No matter how good you do at home, you give it back if you are awful on the road. And the Cardinals have been terrible on the road. I suspect that'll level out a little bit, but I can't bank on it. It isn't easy to win a 4-game series, especially on the road, but the Cardinals are playing the Reds for the first time this season. The Reds are a very intriguing team, especially since Terry Francona moved in as manager. So, and they have the best starting rotation in the NL Central. So I'm looking forward to see how the Cardinals do in their first road series against a division opponent, except losing the 2 out of 3 at Pittsburgh earlier. It would help the Cardinals' cause, yeah, obviously to win the series, win 3 out of 4. That ain't easy to do, but at least maybe come out of this thing with a split and not lose the series. Okay, we'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. Always got some surprises. I'm going to dive into the number one road worry in a minute and also talk about something unusual that's going on at home and explain the surprising nature of the Cardinals' performance at home. But first, I really want to talk to you about DraftKings, and I appreciate you for listening. Baseball season's in the final days of April. This season is rolling by pretty quick, so it's time for you to step up to the plate with DraftKings Pick 6. Think of DraftKings Pick 6 as a fastball right down the middle, man. Take your swing. Easiest way to go deep for a shot for a big cash win. You just select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a particular stat in the game. I'll give you an example, and this applies to a lot of games. Like just an example, like Monday night games in Cincinnati, Jordan Walker and other Cardinals were listed at 0.5 homers. So what does that mean? It means if you think, oh yeah, this dude will hit a home run, and you in effect, make that one of your picks. And if Jordan Walker or someone else with that same line of 0.5 homers hits a home run, you win. On the other hand, too, you can bet against them. You can say, no, he ain't going to hit a home run. So if you bet against them in that way, you put your play at less than a homer, and one of the Cardinals gets less than a homer. Well, you win that way as well. So if you think any of these guys won't homer and you go that way, then you win. I like to do a little homework before I make a decision, but you should approach it in your own way. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Missouri, Texas, Georgia, California, and others. Cash in your baseball knowledge. New players get $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just a $5 entry. Download the DraftKings easy-to-use app and use the code STL Sports. That's code STL Sports for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credit. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Thank you. All right, let's get back to the Cardinals. Here's the thing that puzzles me about the Redbirds at Busch Stadium this season. So far, they're one of the very best offenses at home in the major leagues. I didn't see that coming. And it's pretty strange because, as you all know, Busch Stadium generally favors pitchers rather than hitters. And yet the Cardinals hit better and with more authority at home, at least so far. And it's early. We know that. But they've played 15 games, and it's enough to take a little stock in how they're doing at home. So through their first 15 home games of 2025, the Cardinals are averaging just a little touch under 5 runs per game at home. They're tied for first in the majors in home batting average at 289. They have the second best home on base percentage, the 7th best home slugging percentage, and the 4th best home OPS, combination of on base and slugging. Using my go-to metric at Fangraphs, and I kind of delete all the explanation of it just to cut to the chase because you can just put a percentage on it. The Cardinals are second in the majors going into Monday. They were second in the majors going on to Monday in terms of their offensive showing at home this season. 29% above the league average. 29% above the league average. But on the road, where it probably should be easier, you think, some of those parks aren't pitcher friendly. The Cardinals have scored just over 4 runs per game. They've hit 239. They're slugging a poor 348, and they're an awful 15% below league average offensively in road games. Again, I'm going to keep repeating this. It doesn't make sense to me. And I would think it would change at least somewhat as the season gets deeper. But a classic example here is Nolan Arenado. There are others, but I'm going to use Nato because I think he sort of personifies what I'm talking about. Over the last 2 seasons, and I've brought this up, over the last 2+ seasons, he's actually hit for pretty good power at home, but has low power numbers on the road. And here we go again. It doesn't make sense, but that's a fact. It's true. This season, going into Monday, Arenado was batting 200 on the road with no home runs. I think he had 3 doubles, 275 slugging percentage, which is just awful, and only 2 runs batted in. Just taking a note of that. But true to form, Arenado's been really good hitter, very productive at home at Busch Stadium. Both of his homers have been launched at, inside St. Louis city limits. And at home, he's slugging 430 with 10 RBIs at Busch Stadium. Here's the deal. Here's what it comes down to. And again, this is odd stuff to me. Arenado's 17% above league average offensively in home games so far. And he's 24% below the league average in road hitting performance. And it was similar to that last season. I throw my hands up. I don't know. It's not like the Cardinals are packing them in at Busch Stadium this year. In 2024, they ranked 7th in the majors with an average of nearly 36,000 tickets sold per home game. So far this season, the Cardinals have dropped all the way to 14th in the majors with an average of just under 29,000 tickets sold per home game. And of course, there are lots and lots of no-shows. So why are the Cardinals clobbering the ball at home? I thought maybe it had something to do with a strong home performance, batting with runners in scoring position, but that's not it. The Cardinals are actually hitting better on the road with runners in scoring position. At home, they're only hitting 244. And the other thing about the Cardinals offense at home, they have faced and defeated some really, really good starting pitchers at Busch Stadium, including Pablo Lopez of the Twins, Aaron Nola, and Zach Wheeler of the Phillies, Framber Valdez of the Astros. There might be another one in there somewhere. The Cardinals pitch well at home, and that even includes their bullpen. It's got 7th best home ERA of any bullpen in the majors. But I'm never surprised, really, when the Cardinals pitch effectively at home. Their pitchers should have an advantage at Busch. Again, even if the other team's pitchers get smacked around at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals pitchers know how to use their home ballpark or something. Go figure. It's odd. But then again, the Cardinals are odd. Their front office is odd. There's so much odd about everything in 2025. It's easy for me to identify the number one reason for all the early road failures, but and I'm going to do that. I'm happy to do that. But I'm also happy to tell you about Blue Chew, a new sponsor of the Bernie Show. Man, listen up, especially those of you around my age. I'm 66. Listen up, please. I want to tell you about Blue Chew, and there's nothing awkward about this subject for me. So many men, I've seen the estimated count of men in America, it's huge, that have experienced challenges in this area. So why not do something about it? If I can do something about it, you can too. I'm here to offer encouragement plus an idea. Blue Chew is an original brand offering chewable tablets for enhanced intimacy. Blue Chew is there for you when it's time to turn your attention away from sports for a little while and focus on your significant other. Guys, make sure you're ready to go when it's time, and you're going to get your first month of Blue Chew free. It's just a few clicks away to get yourself set. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets, are made in the USA, prepared in the USA, and shipped directly to your door. The best part, it's all done online. No visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. All you got to do is order online, and you will soon increase your home run power with Blue Chew. Trust Uncle Bernie here when I tell you this. There's nothing more attractive to your partner than confidence, and Blue Chew can help give you confidence in a way that counts. Here's the final thing I want to say about this. Make your life easier by increasing your pleasure and discovering your options at BlueChew.com. I think you will you will appreciate what they can do for you. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Bernie. That's me, Bernie. Just pay $5 shipping when you do that. That's promo code Bernie. Visit bluechew.com, bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew. Sorry about that. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Bernie Show here on Sports Hub STL. All right, back to the Cardinals. The Cardinals were 2-11 on the road as they ventured into Cincinnati, and this is no mystery as to why, even though the Cardinals hit better and score more runs at home, and even though they're below average on the road, but if they had good pitching, they would have a better record on the road. But that's the problem here. It's a huge, ugly problem. Pitching. It's been so bad, the Redbirds are going to have to turn this around, or it's going to be a pretty long and bitterly disappointing season. Before taking the field Monday, the Cardinals had the worst road ERA as a pitching staff this season at 6.13. Their starting pitchers were ranked 24th with a 5.24 road ERA. And I know Eric Fetty got lit up Sunday by the Brewers, but the Cardinals starters have been very good at home, but they've been futile on the road. A lot of it has to do with who gets the road assignments, and I realize that. And again, this could level out as the season goes on. But the bullpen, oh my goodness, it's a tire fire, as they say. It's a dumpster fire, whatever other cliches you want to use. This bullpen, its ERA on the road is toxic. It's 7.46, highly flammable. 7.46 ERA going into Monday, the worst by a major league bullpen on the road this season. Simply horrible. And I'll explain to you, happy to do it, because I do all the research and pass things along to you. I'll explain to you why the bullpen numbers are especially brutal. 8 of the Cardinals' 11 road defeats, and it's a damaging thing because 8 of the Cardinals' 11 road defeats this season have come by margins of 3 runs or less. In other words, a lot of these games were up for grabs. A lot of it does depend on sort of like, is your bullpen better than their bullpen? But the Cardinals bullpen has been not just a liability in tight road games. They've been an extreme liability in tight road games and pretty much all road games. Not every single one of them, but you know what I mean. But on the road, if you've got a close game late, this bullpen continues to absorb knockdown punches. You get up, you get knocked out again by another punch, and it's just on and on it goes. And here's what you need to know, and just a reminder, this does not include anything that happened Monday in Cincy. In the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, plus extra innings on the road this season, from the 7th inning to the end of the game, St. Louis relievers have an 8.69 ERA. From the 7th inning through the end of the game, St. Louis relievers have been hammered. Listen to this. This 7th inning through the end of the game, opponents have hit their bullpen up for a 322 average, 429 on base percentage, and a brutal 537 slug. That's a 966 OPS, my friends. Just absolutely horrendous. And even Ryan Helsley has struggled on the road. He's got an ERA on the road of 9 this season. He's been better at home, but not by a lot. In fact, I got some concerns about Helsley. I know some of it's because he doesn't pitch much, and then he's not going to be as sharp. I talked about that last week in a video. But in Helsley's last 8 relief appearances, home or away, he's got a 5.14 ERA, and he's walked twice as many hitters as he has struck out. His strikeout rate in the last 8 appearances, 12%. Does that sound like Ryan Helsley to you? 12%? His strikeout rate, 12%. I sound like Jim Moore. 12%? You're talking about 12%? I mean, I'll shut up. It's not that funny. It's not funny at all, actually. His walk rate, Helsley, over the last 8 appearances, is 24%. It's double that of his strikeout rate. That's unusual. That ain't right. So the numbers are a concern, and I say that even though I know he's throwing hard and all that stuff, and I'm sure things will even out a bit. But how about I'm going to actually present this as kind of comedy in a way, because all you can do is chuckle at it. And I know Ryan Fernandez, they finally sent him down. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, keeping up here to take a beating, which was bad for him and his confidence and bad for the team. But Ryan Fernandez's road ERA this season is 21.60. Jojo Romero, 16.20. 7.71 for Phil Maton. And I know a lot of that was just in one game, but still the ERA is what it is. 9 ERA for Helsley on the road, 9 ERA for John King on the road. When Helsley's got the same road ERA as John King, it's early, I know, but at any time you see that, you're like, whoa, that shouldn't be like that. And then Chris Roycroft, 10-12 road ERA so far. You know who the Cardinals' best reliever is? And I've said this now. This is the third time I've said it on video. And every time I say it, I get a little pushback, which is fine. You can push back all you want on anything you do. And just you seriously go off. It doesn't matter. You can tell me I'm an idiot. It doesn't care. It really doesn't matter, because I appreciate you for watching it and leaving a comment. But every time I say, well, Kyle Leahy's their best guy, there's no question about it until Helsley pulls it together. And he is their best reliever. You know, again, we're talking about 28 games in the season. Going to be a lot of pitching going on between now and the end. This season, 8 home relief appearances. Leahy has got a 2.16 ERA. Now, for people watching this of a certain age, I'm about to drop a Jim Morrison reference on you. So Leahy is really good at home, but he is a killer on the road. Name checked. Doors with a 1.08 ERA on the road. And you know what his road strikeout rate is, Kyle Leahy? Seriously. It ain't going to stay this, but still, it's fun to look at the number. His road strikeout rate so far, 44%. That's why I say he is the best reliever the Cardinals have. And he actually will pitch more than an inning in an appearance. And those guys are kind of hard to find. You know, relievers, bring back one of my terms. Relievers are kind of treated like Fabergé eggs, right? Anyway, can the Cardinals clone Leahy? Probably too late for that. What I would do is get him ready to be in the starting rotation next year. But anyway, but when the Cardinals visit a city on the road, their fans can usually, not always, but usually expect the home team to score a lot of runs. And they can expect the home team, not always, but often enough, to erupt late in games and get those, those kind of great comebacks that fans of teams love to see. Home teams, with the Cardinals on the road especially. See, all this grumbling we do about the Cardinals here in St. Louis, the Cardinals know how to make fans happy. Well, yeah, it's fans of other teams when the Redbirds come to pay a visit, but they know how to make some fans happy. All right, with that sarcasm, I'll end this. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it very, very much. Tell your friends about it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Do your boy a favor here. Also, thank you to DraftKings and Blue Chew. And we'll be back tomorrow with another Bernie show here on Sports Hub STL.